last week on Your Image, your flagship program on public relations. Last week, we were discussing the topic, social media regulation, the moral and structural question. Our gentlemen and, our lady and gentlemen have done a good job discussing, dissecting this topic last week. And we were made to know that social media place is vital in this modern world. Social media is one that is capable of changing business dynamics. It's capable of helping security-wise. It's capable of connecting people to government and connecting government to the people. And it helps us to come up with new policies of collaborative tendencies. So this week, we are moving to the next stage on the discussion, and that is the structural question on the social media regulation. As we had moral responsibility of ensuring that we communicate positively, progressively, and positively, we also want to look at structural issues, the structural question. Let me start with Ayo Arojolu. When you look at, of course, when you look at the issue of structures, how is it helping the social media to operate?
Okay, if I understand what you mean, let's not forget that there are constitutional rules for the media. And the one that is most, very profound is the one that assigns the watchdog role to the media. The media is the fourth estate of the realm. It should hold the government accountable to the people. That is where we have problem in Africa generally and many third world countries. You recall what happened in Sri Lanka. It cannot, the contribution of social media to the social change that has taken place in that place is enormous. The media should hold the government accountable to the people, but in our climate, what our governments everywhere, what they want is to just do what they like, to do what they think for the people. It's not supposed to be like that.
I want you to consider the structures that will help social media to operate normally in the society. So, how do you see them?
I want to understand you very well, because when the government is talking about regulation, you are looking at imposing a set of rules. And there will be country representative here, there will be this and that. Let me tell you, the government should realize by now that the social media is a potent weapon in their hand to communicate with their people. I think the long years of military that we have has made government to do things in a unitary fashion. Say, the government has done this, the government has done that. Let's now take it that all of us belong to the media, one way or the other. I don't have a platform. I don't write for, in a way. One day, I was driving towards Shim, and one village, very sleepy village, not more than like 10 houses. I just stumbled on Idowu Ofaro. I saw 100 trailers entering into that. So I entered, I drove, and I started counting. They carried a lot of things that they wanted to offload in a particular company. I said, what is happening here? And the people that are in those trailers, you know, they have motorboys. They are not Yoruba speaking people. Maybe per trailer, you have like 4 people. It made news to me. And I wrote it quickly, put it on my Facebook. It generated a lot of, but what have the security people done? Later we found out that that place, there is a bomb-making factory. It should concern us. Who are those involved? What about the implications, the consequence of what they are doing there? The environmental impact assessment. Is government generating even taxes from there? The people in the village don't know nothing. There are, you know, potential problems. Well, I have raised that alarm, but who knows what has been done. So, the social media is a combination of several platforms. Many of them, you and I may not even know. So, that's, let me stop.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Jamil, when we refer to the moral, the social question, I want you to look at it from the angle that what mechanism do we need to have in place by government, by companies, by communities, maybe international organizations and security outfits that can engender a plausible and positive social media operation in a particular place.
So there have been different models throughout the world, and Nigeria is not an exception, where mechanisms are being put in place to ensure responsible use of the social media, whether by the social media platforms,
which you call a community standard.
They have their community standards, or the government that believes in legal approach to addressing the challenges associated with the irresponsible use of the social media, or the non-governmental organizations like a fact-checking organization that believes that non-legal means is the way out, and the citizens that want the freedom to be there. And we also been having international discussion. I was in Oslo last month to discuss this issue. Fact-checking organizations around the world gathered to discuss how to bring about responsible use of the social media. And I have the privilege of having conversation with platforms from Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, where they analyze how they've been using their community standard to regulate social media. So let me pick it up from there, from the platforms. When we talk about platforms here, we are talking about Facebook, owners of Twitter, owners of TikTok, owners of LinkedIn, owners of YouTube. They have what we call community standard, and that you must use social media responsibly. That if you violate the social media community standard, then you are going to either, the content that you promote on Facebook is going to be reduced, the visibility will be reduced, or it will be deleted, or your account can even be suspended. We've had situations where account holders that promote content that are injurious,
irrespective of class,
that are being flagged down. And you remember what happened in US, we call it deplatforming, where even if you are a president of a country and you use the social media irresponsibly, the social media platform can bring down your content. And remember what happened to former president of US, Donald Trump, where his account was deleted, resulting from the accusation of abuse use of the platform. In Nigeria also, you know what happened where the president of Nigeria, the Twitter issue and the repercussion among others that happened. That's how these social media platforms are doing, what they are doing to ensure sanity on their social. But there are issues here. One, there are issues, the social media platform are in dilemma in between whether to ensure freedom of expression, and the other one is to bring sanity on the platform. Because when you are trying to regulate or caution people from saying what they post on social media, then it causes issue with freedom of expression. And there's one challenge with the policy of the social media platform. What in academics we call it tyranny of the majority. There are certain content that might not be injurious, but if you have a lot of people complaining about that content, then the social media platform will bring it down. Even if there's a deliberate effort to report a particular content that is not even in violation of any standard, the social media will bring it down. That's one challenge. The other challenge is the social media platform are abusing their privilege, because we have Cambridge Analytica, for example, where they sell data of users for economic, for political gains. And remember what happened in Cambridge, Cambridge Analytica. Okay. So as a result of it, issue of regulation from the platform itself is not enough. Advocacy has been that social media platform cannot alone regulate that social media. There should be multi-stakeholder regulation. That's for social media platform. The second one is issue of government. Government believes in legal regulation. That's why I said anyone, there was a joke then that anyone that was caught spreading false information on social media platform will be subjected to capital punishment. And people laugh at it. That's overkill. What government is doing mostly is looking at the problem without looking at the cause of the problem. And this is where issue of research will come in. Any regulation should come from the point of knowledge. To what extent do we understand the abuse of this social media? To what extent can it be controlled? We have information, misinformation and disinformation. Disinformation is when you spread information with the intention of causing harm. Misinformation is when you spread information without the intention of causing harm. So government should understand this. It's not everything that you just throw up law and say we punish. We have cybercrime law. There's another one, code of conduct already. We have defamation law. All this law are even enough. What we just need is just to twinkle with them. So legal regulation is not the solution. What non-governmental organizations are now doing, mechanism that they are suggesting, is media literacy. The strength
and stakeholders.
Yes.
Relations.
Media literacy, where every citizen will be informed about how to spot false information, how to frustrate the effort of the provisions of the disinformation in such a way that when you find anything on social media, you have a critical mind. You develop the critical mind of the citizen. And as a result of it, whatever danger false information on social media will create, it will reduce it to the barest minimum. This is a mechanism that is working throughout the world. And all governments in Nigeria should explore it to the issue of media literacy, verification, developing the critical minds of the citizens.
That was a good advice. Thank you so much. You are very, very engaged there. The provost, College of Security Management, NSCDC. I looked at your outfit as a government organ that is also responsible for ensuring adequate security and also prompting government on how to move the nation forward security-wise. How and what is the collaborative approach to curbing insecurity between your organization and other agencies, communities and the like?
Thank you. You are coming to the part security should play.
Yes.
In collaboration with all other agencies that matters in security matters.
Yep.
Yes, like you know, security is for all. Everyone, right from the grassroots to the uniform persons, to the constitution, all are working towards making possible the security of environment. But the problem we're having now is, one, when we are talking about regulating this media, you know, when we are talking about self-regulating, community regulating, we're having the constitution regulating. But the challenge comes for us to collaborate. It is a very possible thing. But the problem we're having these days is, one, everybody is now fighting for their own self-indiscipline. Let me use that language. Reason is that the medians are looking for a way of filling their purse. The government is looking for a way of making sure that the society...
Talking about revenue generation.
So what? Filling the purse.
Filling the purse.
Yes, filling their purse, because everybody is, because of what the society is all about, everybody is looking for ways to make money. And because of this, they are penetrating them in the way some people that are perpetrating want it. Some people will commit, and because they don't want it to be out in that form, they try to do things, and even all these medians, the problem of regulating it and the problem why security are still very scared about this is that at times when the media are supposed to push out some good things because of some...
But I think there's a synergy, there's a collaborative work because you have your people in the communities,
yes,
in the states,
yes,
and and even guiding some of these organizations. Is there no way that vital information are communicated that will enhance effective security in those areas?
There are ways. One of the ways is the media. Okay, like I am in the office now. If there's anything that happens that I attended to, maybe I've investigated, I've done everything. The only way by which the public can know the effect of what has happened is through the media. It's not possible for me to carry a microphone and start announcing what is happening.
Okay.
But media we have to take on. But with the media, because of, like, he said something that there are some people that are regular. There are some people that are just coming in just to make sure that they blow and for them to know, to be known or whatever. So if at all, if they are carrying it on regular something, those people, those bloggers, some people that just want to see how they blow themselves, they may be doing it in order to at least sort out something from the head. And these things are causing a lot of problems in the society. That even, okay, like that woman spoke in the program, that the media men, they carry an information that almost, if not because the husband is dead, will almost destroy the family. You can see, okay, how come that one? Is that how do we regulate that? But we can regulate it. But for us now, if we say, okay, let's go and arrest, and at times you don't even know the address, you don't even know have any
you can't trace such
you
people.
cannot trace them.
Okay.
You cannot trace them. So for us not to regulate it, it's a challenge. But I believe, like somebody said there, that at least the media people that are regular, they're supposed to have their task force who will be at least affecting these people that are just carrying things out. All these environments can regulate all these fake news that people are carrying.
Thank you very much, madam. I believe that it's not the media alone that is at fault here. Even the community people that are at fault. Because
that's right. The community people, when you report at times, you know, the community, the fear is there that maybe they can come back at them. The government too, they will be maybe at times saying that maybe this thing is supposed not to be reported now because they need to keep it a while so that the big men in the society too will be saying, don't open my secret, let's do it, and then shock them with something. And with this, the media people too are trying to be a little bit diplomatic in releasing some news that
thank you very much.
That the public want to hear about. So
thank you very much.
No.
Ayo, I want to let us look contemporary now. We have dealt so much about issues that are happening in our climate. you could see that social media is helping good governance in some foreign countries. The issue of a WikiLeaks is there. The issue of insurrection in some countries, maybe US, is there. And you see social media revealing, and when thorough investigations are carried out, you see that facts will emerge, and then we can be able to track down culprits who have been involved in certain nefarious activities. How do you compare that development to what is happening in Nigeria?
Well, in Nigeria, the media has tried very largely, even the social media. You must know, because of the presence of gatekeeping or gatekeepers, there are many news information that the gatekeepers will exercise a restraint. And you see, timeliness is of essence. But the social media, because it's not so, the gatekeeper function is not so, they can just report some things. At the end of the day, they are helpful, and the security work on it. I want to also say that the media is also a reflection of the society that we have found ourselves. All that would help us, will bail us out as a nation, good governance. There must be a paradigm shift. There must be a change of attitude, even from the government and even all of us. There must be transparency in governance. You see, we saw, since we are talking about social media, we should look at some practical cases. Just last week or during the week, we saw, let me not mention his name, but a minister who went to just, to eat to a restaurant. And somebody picked him up there. And, fine, you may say they are infringing on that person's privacy. But you see, is there really a public life, a private life for a public citizen? Not
That
really.
shouldn't be. That shouldn't be.
So once, if you don't...
There's a private life of public citizen. He has his own private
There's
life.
a point for that.
There's a private life.
If you are in a public environment,
You are not.
and you are a public official, maybe
There's not-
you
there's
could be
no
questioned
sin-
if you
yes.
do anything
funny.
Because
funny.
if you are afraid
But
of
if you
fire,
are in a
don't
private,
go in the kitchen.
if you are in a private environment,
Yes. No, for example, if
no,
somebody is
let's-
traveling,
let's,
if somebody is going on medical tourism, the citizen has right to know.
there's a limit to that. Don't let us, there's a limit to that. There's a law guiding all those activities. Well, I want to say that it's been a good time that we've been having. The issue of social media is a developing situation, and I know that regulations, legislations, laws that will guide us in functional operation will always be with us. It's a matter of time. Rome was not built in a day. So it is on that note that I'd like to thank so much the Assistant Commandant General of the NSCDC, Rachel Awoshuse, who is also the Provost, College of Security Management of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in Ogun State. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, sir.
We hope when next we call on you, you'll be with us.
Sure.
I also like to thank Chami Folani. He's a guest, let me call him a regular guest speaker, guest lecturer, who is also a lecturer at the Crescent University, flying straight in the mass communication department. He's an international man, and I wish you more successes.
Thank you.
I'm
I'm a local boy. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much. I also want to thank Ayo Jolu is a great communicator, a man of the people, a man who is so much critical about issues that affect good governance. Anything that affects good governance is averse to it. You are welcome for being
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, viewers. It's been a wonderful day. Thank you. Until next week, when we have another topic, I want to say we appreciate you. Bye.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Yomi Kasali. I'd like to welcome you to another edition